Guys, welcome to another video. You've got Mr. Everything English, and today we are discussing a super interesting and super important matter. Is it plagiarism if you use somebody else's idea? Is it plagiarism if you use the Amazon or the Netflix or the Priest or any other idea that exists in this big wide world? Is it wrong to pre-plan a question 5 for paper 1? What is the actual answer? All across the country, all across classrooms, all across social media, people are giving different opinions. You've got some people claiming, yes, do it. You've got others saying, no, don't do it because AQA told me you don't do it. But who's telling lies and who's telling the truth? The only way we're going to find out is by going directly to AQA. So in this video, I'm doing exactly that. Once and for all, let's find out what AQA actually says about this matter. What you see on the board in front of you is the official YouTube channel by AQA. As you can see right there, guys, it says AQA 10.1 thousand subscribers. And a year ago, AQA released a video and they titled the video Spotlight on GCSE English Language Paper 1 question number 5. And in this video, they give some really good tips on what you should do for paper 1 question 5. And the man in the video, he goes through language devices, structure, and how you should kind of progress through the exam. Now in this video, they've got a section, and the section's called Top Tips. Now, top tips means what? These are the super duper tips that you should all use for your exam. Now it's in this part of the video that AQA gives some really good top tips. If anything, I think they've plagiarized my ideas. But let's have a listen to what their top tips are for paper 1, question number 5.
For paper 1, question 5, remember these top tips. Planning's essential, and you should spend 5 minutes developing your plan. Use some of the ideas, themes, and topics in the text for section A to give you inspiration.
Whoa. Hold on a second there. Just before we get a little bit interesting. They're saying use ideas, themes, and topics in the text for section A to give you inspiration. Doesn't inspiration mean plagiarism? Because what they're telling us to do is to use ideas, what the extract was about, use themes from the extract, use topics from the extract to create our own question 5. Every student in the entire country will be looking at the same source A. If every student in the entire country took ideas, themes, and topics from the same source, won't every child write the same thing or similar thing? Isn't that what people are saying is so bad in the exam? Guys, AQA themselves are telling you to use ideas from somebody else. They're telling you to use themes from somebody else. They're telling you to use topics from somebody else. And then it gets even more interesting.
Prepare ahead of time by developing characters and settings well in advance of the exam.
Their next tip, guys, prepare ahead of time by developing characters and settings well in advance of the exam. What is AQA telling you to do? It's telling you point blank in your face, pre-plan your story. Think about your character. Think about your setting. Of course, that's a top tip because that top tip is an amazing top tip. So if we look at these 2 bullet points, these 2 top tips from AQA when it comes to question 5, the first top tip, with a hammer, it smacks out the idea that you cannot use ideas from somebody else. Because source A is a piece of writing written by somebody else, a different author. They're telling every student in the entire country to use that plot for ideas, to use that plot for topics, and to use that plot for themes when it comes to their own creative writing. You call it plagiarism, apparently. They call it inspiration. Second part, don't plan your question 5 because it ruins creativity, is what people keep saying. They have told you point blank, in bold, prepare ahead of time, prepare in advance of the exam. What are they asking you to prepare? They are asking you to prepare characters. They are asking you to prepare settings. Where do character settings go? They go into a story. You're not just going to prepare a random character or a random setting. So, from this video that has been published by AQA themselves, 2 myths are absolutely destroyed. Number 1, yes, 100,000%, you can plan ahead of time, prepare ahead of time, prepare in advance your question number 5 when it comes to your idea, when it comes to your characters, when it comes to your setting. And number 2, if you take somebody else's idea, themes and topics, this is not plagiarism. In fact, AQA themselves call it inspiration. So, if anyone, guys, ever says to you that you cannot use ideas that already exist in the world and that you cannot plan your question 5, tell them that AQA told you that yes, you can. And if they question you, simply send them to this video. Peace.